Okay, this is my friend Doug Stevens. We met at Toastmasters. He's going to talk a little bit about what he does and how he can help me or you with your finances. So, Doug, you're on.
Hi, thanks for watching this video. My name's Doug Stevens and I'm with WealthWave, the How Money Works company. And what we're bringing to people is a revolution in financial management. We work with folks on their short and long-term savings, their insurance protection. We have debt solutions, and we help folks preserve their wealth. Why is that important? Well, it's important because if you look at the ball here, a lot of folks spend half of their income on their living expenses, and another quarter will go to taxes, and another quarter to debt. Now, what we're looking to do is increase this little line here. This little line is what most folks are able to save. It's not a whole lot. America lacks other nations in the amount people can save. So what we want to do is we want to use tax strategies, tax favored strategies to shrink your taxes. We want to talk to you about your budget and how we can work on reducing your debt. And by doing that, we can increase the amount of your savings. Why is that important? Well, folks need savings for retirement savings, for their children's education. We also want to have proper protection in case, God forbid, something bad would happen. We also help folks achieve freedom from debt. And we don't charge a thing to folks to perform a tactical financial strategy. I use a tactical financial strategy method. And with that method, we look at where you are now, we look at where you want to go, and we put together a plan to get you there. Now, since we don't charge our clients for that tactical strategy method, of course, we're in business like every business to make money. So how we make money is if we suggest a solution that you want to accept that involves perhaps some investments, maybe some protection. We work with over 100 different financial and insurance companies to provide those solutions. And those are the folks that pay us. That's how we can offer our clients a free complimentary tactical strategy. So why are we doing this? What's the need? Well, this box, the big box, represents all of America. And the little shaded section over here represents the people that have 100,000, 250,000, 500,000 and up to invest. Those folks are pretty well taken care of by a lot of great companies. The problem is a lot of those great companies have minimums. They won't work with somebody that's a school teacher, a doctor, a lawyer, a real estate agent. So that's where we come in. My mission is to provide financial education and financial literacy to everyone. And I can help by potentially improving the rate of return on your investments, lowering the amount of taxes you have to pay in retirement. Taxes are one of the biggest expenses you're going to face throughout your life, and especially in retirement. We also want to put together a strategy that will help you effectively manage risk. Now, there's a couple ways that we go about this. One of the ways is we help folks become entrepreneurs and start their own financial businesses. In the time of COVID, a lot of folks are hurting, and we're here to help those folks. We offer a part-time opportunity with less than $500 to become involved with us. Why is that important? Well, for a lot of folks, when they want to start a business, say you wanted to start a restaurant or a donut shop or a bar, that can be a huge investment, which you may or may not recoup. Again, our investment is less than $500. As far as time, a lot of businesses can be full-time all the time, 24/7. With us, we champion the part-timer. We are actively looking for people that want to have a part-time side hustle and make a good income from that. The third concern is knowledge. When I started this business, I was a project manager. I worked 17 years for a medical company, and then I got laid off. I was able to come on board and through our awesome training program, become effective very quickly. There's also the need. Does your business have a need? Well, ours has a huge need that we just talked about. What about risk? If you have one of those brick and mortar businesses that you've sunk hundreds of thousands into, that's all at risk. With us, it's only less than $500. And if nothing else, you will come out with an awesome financial education. How do we do it? Well, we've got a system. Robert Kiyosaki wrote a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, in which he introduced the cash flow quadrant. So there's a few ways to produce income. The first here is you're an employee. You have a job. You're trading your time for money. The next is self-employed, which is better because you've got a lot more freedom. You're in control. It's your position. You're doing it like a contractor or a real estate agent. The downside to that is you have to be working all the time. If you take off, your income goes down. So you move over here into the business segment. As a business owner, you own a system. Of course, the most famous system is McDonald's. The McDonald's brothers, they had an awesome restaurant out in California, but it was only one restaurant. It took Ray Kroc to come along and see that not just as a restaurant, but as a turnkey system that can produce business owners who can make a good income. And now McDonald's is worldwide. The last segment of the cash flow quadrant is an investor. And that's when your money's working for you. I like to say your money's having babies without you being directly involved. And so we have a system. Our system, it starts out, you join our firm, and then we ask for you to have a couple of licenses, a life and health license. Very easy to get, computer-based training, computer-based testing, and inexpensive. From that license, you become an agent with our firm. And then if you wish, you can grow an agency, much like a real estate agency, where you have a broker and then you have other realtors that are working with that broker to form an agency. We have a few differences from real estate that I won't go into here, but you can ask me about. Our compensation, we have personal and training production. We have trails and renewals. That is residual income from business that you've conducted in the past where you still receive an income from that business. We also have several bonuses and an agency bonus for those who want to build an agency. What are we looking for here? As far as core values, we're looking for people that want to grow personally, want to do better, who may know that there's something better out there for them and their families, but they just haven't seen it yet. Speaking of families, we're very family oriented. Before COVID, we always had families bringing children into the office for the presentations, and our team members would bring their children in to the office as well. Not as much now, obviously. We're also looking for people that are strong in character, people that are honest and want to do well and help people. We also value teamwork. In our area, there are $3 million earners with our company. And those folks, they're not off by themselves. They are actively involved in training and helping every new person grow as much as they want. So it's awesome teamwork. We also have a lot of recognition. Back when I was a project manager, the only recognition I really ever got was when something went wrong. Here, we recognize people with rings and trips and other awards. So what do we do? That's kind of how we run our business, but what do we really do for people? You know, like I said, there's a lot of folks that don't have a good financial education. I didn't get one in the Denver schools. I wasn't taught what's good credit, what's bad credit, how a 401k works, how to use it, a lot of that. So what we do is we really help people. And the first thing we do is we sit down with our tactical financial strategy method and we find your financial independence number. That's kind of the big pot of gold at the end of the rainbow that you're looking to accumulate to have a wonderful retirement. And so we help through all three phases of that. We help with the accumulation, and once you've got that pot of gold, we help make sure it's distributed in a tax efficient manner. We also help you transfer that upon death if you should wish to leave money to charities or children. How do we do that? Well, one of the ways is we work with the rate of return. Now, a lot of folks go to put their money in a bank, and that's good because it's safe and it's liquid, but you're not getting a whole lot of return on that. 1% or less normally for savings, checking, and CDs. So there's a little trick we use called the rule of 72. And what that says is whatever interest rate you're getting, divide that into 72, and that's the amount of years it takes your money to double. For instance, if you put your money in the bank at 1%, divide that into 72, that's 72 years before your money doubles. However, working with a financial professional, you might experience a rate of return of up to 10%. It's not unheard of. The stock market has averaged about 10% since its inception, even with the crash of 29, the dot-com bubble, and the recent housing and COVID crises. So if you get 10%, that means working with a financial professional, your money can double in almost 7.2 years. Well, what's that look like in a real world scenario? Say you have a 29-year-old woman who has $10,000 to invest. If she puts that money in her bank at 1%, at 101, she'll have $20,000. Yay. But if she works with a professional at 10%, at 72, she would have $640,000 from that same $10,000 investment. We also have strategies that work with people's risk. And these are strategies where the outcome is to have a guaranteed income for life. We used to call that a pension, and we used to get that from companies, but no longer. Back in 2008, the auto companies slashed their pension, and you always hear in the news of companies that are either slashing or reducing pensions. What's the solution? Build your own personal pension with a financial advisor. There's a couple of ways we can do that. One, for folks that are closer to retirement who want to grow their money but have it safe and never lose any, we have a fixed income investment. And for others that may want to ride the market, they have a little bit more time, we can also have an index strategy. When structured properly, it can capture the gains of the market but protect you against the downside. And so those are a couple of strategies we offer for folks that want to have that guaranteed income for life personal pension. The last thing I'm going to talk about today, and thanks for your time. I really appreciate the time you're spending with me here today. The last thing is taxes. A lot of folks don't know that there are really three ways that the government treats your taxes, each with their up and downsides. Well, the first is a taxable account, checking, savings, money market, stocks and bonds that aren't in a qualified plan. And those are good investments because they're liquid and you can get to it. The downside with that is every April 15th, Uncle Sam's looking for that little piece of that. So after you pay taxes April 15th, instead of starting from the place you were, you start from a place that's just a little bit down and grow that for the next year. Liquid asset needs in a taxable account, that's as far as we would go with that. The next way the government treats your taxes is on a tax deferred basis. And these are things like your 401k plan, your 403b plan, and some other investments. They're great because they're tax deferred, which means that for these plans, you put your money into the account pre-tax, you're not taxed on it, and the account grows, you get interest, dividends, and it grows and grows and grows. And all that growth is tax deferred. That's the good part of it. The bad part of it is at 59 and a half, if you want to, or 72 when you have to start taking money out, the government is going to start taxing that at an ordinary income rate. So we would always advise people, if they have a qualified plan where they get a match, put your money in up to the match and then stop. Get that free money. Don't leave that on the table. The third is a tax exempt or tax favored bucket. And in here we have things like a Roth IRA. With a Roth IRA, you put your money in that you've already paid taxes on and you're never taxed again. The growth and the distribution of a Roth IRA are tax free. And so that's a good deal, and the government knows it. So they put some stipulations and restrictions around that. First of all, you can only put in a certain amount a year. And second of all, you have to have earned income to use a Roth. And if you make too much, then the government phases that out. But there are other solutions in that bucket, like municipal bonds, which are good. They're tax-free, but they don't pay a lot of interest. There's also a cash value life insurance. With cash value life insurance, it's a savings plan in an insurance wrapper. What that means is you put your money in, and a portion of it goes for your death benefit, for your insurance, and another portion goes and it grows tax-free so that you can take that out before 59 and a half. There are some downsides. One, you'd have to medically qualify. So that's my presentation for today. That's what we're doing to help people and create a revolution in financial management. Thanks a lot for watching.
Yeah, let me just say that I wanted to just say that for those that are watching this, and you can, especially for those that made it all the way through, you can tell that Doug has a lot of knowledge, and I'm sure that you can narrow it down, Doug, to their specific needs. I'm sure that
Absolutely.
Even as I was sitting here watching, I'm going, oh, that's something I'm interested in. And then other things I would say, well, I'm okay there. But I'm sure that if you can give a consultation to an individual person, that you can narrow some of that stuff down for them. So,
Absolutely.
but thank you so much. I'm going to stop.
Thanks, Jim.
I'll stop the recording for now. And you guys have a wonderful day.